Sometimes I think I have the same thing you have, that people automatically assume that I'm mean or that I'm a certain type of way, and I'm actually one of the nicest people.
I'm saying she came to me, and this was something she never did because Remy's not really apologetic.
I don't think she is.
She ain't that tight, you know what I'm saying?
All right, listen up. Papoose is seriously done with Remy Ma's games. Word on the street is that he showed up and demanded she sign the divorce papers immediately, but she's not giving in. Why? Because if she does, he could take her to court for alimony. And let's not act like he doesn't have a strong case for it. After all, he supported her for over 10 years while she was locked up, raised her son, and even helped push her career. Now that she's moved on after cheating on him, she wants to drag out the divorce. It's time to dive into this mess. Papoose isn't the type to make a scene on social media, but behind the scenes, he's been asking for this divorce for a while. He's literally begged Remy to let him go, but each time he tries, she comes up with a new excuse. Now he's had enough. He showed up and demanded answers, saying, "Remy, what's the holdup? You already ran off with easy-to-block captain, humiliated me in public, and now you're trying to keep me legally tied to you." But the moment he brought up alimony, Remy's attitude changed completely. She was caught off guard because deep down, she knows that if she finalizes the divorce, Papoose could potentially go after her money after all the years he stuck by her side. We all saw Remy flaunting her new relationship with easy-to-block captain, acting like a lovesick teenager, even rapping about him in a battle, basically confessing her love for him while still married to Papoose. The disrespect was on full display. She even mocked him publicly with lines like, "Yo, Remy, don't you love me?" But here's the twist. Easy has already moved on. Yep, the block captain left Remy behind for 2 younger women, and now she's acting like she has unfinished business with Papoose. She had no problem disrespecting him when it suited her, but now that her own situation is falling apart, she wants to delay his happiness. Make it make sense. Meanwhile, Papoose has already moved on too, with a real one. Clarissa Shields, an undefeated boxing champ, and a millionaire in her own right. She's not just some Instagram model. She's top tier, accomplished, and winning in life.
I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There we go. We deserve each other.
Clarissa has been fully supporting Papoose, constantly showing love for him with birthday shoutouts, serenades, and letting it be known that she's ready to take their relationship to the next level. Papoose, in return, has been just as invested, and was even preparing to propose. He had a trip to Hawaii all planned out for Valentine's Day, hoping to pop the question and make things official. But just when it seemed like everything was lined up, Remy Ma stepped in and ruined the moment. She refused to sign the divorce papers, causing a major roadblock in Papoose's plans. Now, Clarissa is seriously upset because, in her eyes, another woman is still controlling the direction of her relationship with Papoose. While Papoose is eager to move forward and start fresh, Remy seems determined to keep things in limbo, especially after her relationship with easy-to-block Captain fell apart. This situation is about to get a lot messier. It turns out that Remy isn't stalling because of some deep-rooted feelings for Papoose. She's stalling because of the money. Papoose wasn't just Remy's husband. He was her manager, her PR, her biggest supporter, all rolled into one. During the 6 years that Remy was incarcerated, Papoose kept her name alive in the industry. He raised her son, helped promote her music, and even kept her mixtapes buzzing while she was behind bars. Fast forward to today, and Remy is sitting on a nice fortune, around $4 million. She's got a clothing line, TV show checks, an album, royalties coming in. On the other hand, Papoose's net worth is far less. Let's be real. He sacrificed his own career and personal gains to build hers. In a long-term marriage like theirs, especially one spanning over 11 years, financial sacrifices are weighed heavily in divorce settlements. Remy might be making the bigger paycheck, but it was Papoose who kept everything running. If this case goes to court, Papoose might have a solid chance at receiving a significant portion of that money, and Remy knows it, which is why she's stalling on signing those divorce papers. Now, things are getting petty. Remy, feeling cornered, has taken to underhanded tactics. She leaked private text messages between Papoose and Clarissa, accusing Papoose of threatening to call the cops on her, and even resorted to petty jabs about Clarissa's looks. At this point, Clarissa isn't having it anymore. She's done playing the role of the calm, collected partner. Clarissa, a professional fighter, has warned that if Remy doesn't stop her antics, she might find herself facing consequences, both in and out of the ring. Remy might have picked the wrong fight this time. But hold up. Let's flip this situation around for a second. What if Papoose hasn't really moved on? What if his relationship with Clarissa isn't about love at all, but about getting back at Remy for how she publicly embarrassed him? Here's the thing. Papoose never wanted to leave Remy. For over a decade, he stood by her side, waiting for her, even through her time in prison. He dedicated himself to rebuilding her career, raising her son, and creating what seemed like a fairy tale marriage. Even when the cheating rumors about Remy first surfaced, Papoose didn't walk away. He stayed committed. It wasn't until Remy got bold and started openly flaunting her relationship with easy-to-block captain that Papoose finally decided he had enough and walked away. Let's face it, he didn't leave by choice. He got pushed out. And now, with Clarissa, he's with a woman who is all in for him, supporting him in ways Remy never did. But the question remains, is Papoose really all in for Clarissa? Let's be honest. Clarissa has that tomboy vibe, and Papoose seems to lean toward women, who can balance a tough exterior with a feminine side. Remy had that perfect mix, but Clarissa is trying really hard to fit that mold for him. Does it even match what he's looking for? And how does Papoose really act when he's with her? It's hard to say. While Clarissa is showing her love and devotion, there's a part of Papoose that may still be emotionally attached to the woman he spent over a decade with, even though that chapter seems to have closed. There's also the matter of how Papoose navigates his life now. With Clarissa by his side, it seems like things are moving forward. But how genuine is this newfound connection? Has he really moved on? Or is he using Clarissa as a way to get back at Remy for everything she did? Clarissa might be offering him everything Remy didn't. But is Papoose truly ready to let go of the past and fully embrace his future with her? One thing's for sure. Remy and Papoose's divorce is anything but simple. With money, emotions, and public battles at stake, it's hard to predict what will happen next. What's clear is that both Papoose and Clarissa have been caught in a whirlwind of drama that they didn't start but are now deeply involved in. Whether this relationship will last, or if it's all just a form of retaliation, remains to be seen. All we know is that this messy love triangle has no shortage of twists and turns, and neither party is backing down anytime soon. Clarissa is out here posting long messages, showering Papoose with affection, and showing him off like a trophy. Meanwhile, Papoose seems to just exist in the background, not matching her level of enthusiasm or energy. There's something off about the situation. It feels like Papoose is there more to irritate Remy than because he's genuinely invested in the relationship. If we're being real, Papoose has never been the type to stir up drama. He's always been quiet and private, focused on loyalty and black love. But now, he's putting his new relationship on full display and taking public jabs at Remy. That doesn't sound like a man who's truly in love. It sounds like someone who's caught up in their emotions. Let's be honest. Men who are deeply in love don't usually move on that quickly. They might entertain someone new or have a rebound, but to completely let go that fast? That's unlikely. So now, the real question is, what happens when Clarissa realizes this? She's clearly all in, pouring her heart into this relationship. But what if Papoose is just using her to get back at Remy? What if one day, he wakes up and realizes he still wants his wife back? That would be some serious heartbreak waiting to happen. And Clarissa might be in for a wake-up call. And she's not the only one who's been noticing the odd dynamic. Some fans have picked up on it too. One comment I saw perfectly summed up the situation, saying, "I think Clarissa is going to end up heartbroken by Papoose. She seems to be really into him, but he's always kind of there in the background. It's like he's not fully on the same page. She's trying so hard to be ultra feminine for him, but that's just not who she is. He seems to like women who are a bit tougher but still feminine, and I think he's just using her to get back at Remy for embarrassing him. He didn't want to leave her before she cheated, and now it seems like he's doing all this to hurt her. He's probably not really moved on. He's just seeking revenge because he's in his feelings. This is exactly what I've been worried about. It's not clear if Papoose and Remy will even get divorced, and even though I want to see Clarissa happy, the reality is Papoose is still married to Remy. Clarissa is young and vulnerable, and she might not fully understand what she's getting into. Remy has already hinted at Papoose's cheating in her music, but no one really paid attention to it. And now, Papoose is talking to Clarissa and other women, which raises even more red flags. I just hope she doesn't get hurt in the process. Papoose has always been about his business, and I don't think he'll ever love anyone the way he loved Remy. He might not be ready for a real relationship with Clarissa, and that could leave her heartbroken in the end. I'm just not sure. He's really over Remy, no matter how much he tries to act like he is. At the end of the day, Clarissa might be walking into something she's not fully prepared for. She's so invested, but Papoose's heart might still be in the past. If Papoose is really just trying to get back at Remy, using Clarissa as a tool in his emotional revenge, it's only a matter of time before she realizes it. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new relationship. But when the motivation isn't genuine, that's where things can start to unravel. Now let's look at the bigger picture. Who's really in the right here? Is Papoose finally standing up for himself after all those years of loyalty to Remy? Is Clarissa being the real one, supporting Papoose through this mess? Or is she unknowingly setting herself up for heartbreak? Or is Remy in the wrong for holding on to a man she doesn't even want anymore, just to keep him tied up in legal and emotional limbo? Honestly, it's a messy situation, and I'm not sure there's a clear-cut answer. Papoose has been through a lot with Remy, and while it's understandable that he's upset, Clarissa might not be the right person to help him heal. She's already falling hard for him, but if he's not fully invested, things are bound to get complicated. Meanwhile, Remy is playing her own game, holding on to the past while trying to move on. The whole situation is just a whirlwind, and I don't think it's going to end well for anyone. So, who do you side with? Is Papoose justified in trying to stand up for himself after years of loyalty? Is Clarissa doing the right thing by supporting him? Or is she setting herself up for heartbreak? Or is Remy just holding on to something she's already emotionally let go of, keeping Papoose in her grip out of spite? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is one mess of a situation, and we all want to know how it's going to play out.